This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
After a recent uptick in crime in one North Side neighborhood, I'm Nicole Griffin tonight taking a closer look at how neighbors are working together to fight back.
I am outraged, but I would choose to use the term saddened and deeply disappointed.
The Indianapolis mayor addresses the downtown weekend violence. We ask him straight out, what more can be done to keep this from happening?
And getting rid of a crime-ridden problem. New developments in the city's longtime effort to demolish an abandoned apartment complex.
Good evening to you here at 6 o'clock. Tonight, neighbors are coming together after a recent outbreak of thefts and burglaries on Indianapolis's north side.
People in the Butler-Tarkington neighborhood are concerned about their safety, and now they are taking charge.
RTV6's Nicole Griffin is working for you, explaining how one woman is taking an initiative with the help of her community to fight back.
Over the last several weeks, the people living here in the Butler-Tarkington neighborhood have been the target of recent crime, package thefts, car break-ins, and even burglaries. Well, tonight we're hearing from one woman who was impacted, but she says she's not letting this recent string of crime defeat her, but instead motivate her to fight back.
Just keep your lights on, keep all exterior lights on, keep your doors locked.
It's a message Bridget Clark is hoping reaches all of her neighbors.
Report something even though you think it's insignificant. It might not be to somebody else. It might be the key for something else. Just communicate.
She's taking charge by starting a neighborhood crime watch group in Butler-Tarkington. It comes after finding someone went through her car last month.
It's just not acceptable behavior, and this isn't the norm, and we cannot just sit by and just let it happen.
One, they're tired of crime, and they want to take charge. They want to participate. Everybody wants this neighborhood to be a great neighborhood for not only us, but for our kids to be raised in and to be safe. And I really appreciate her taking charge of that.
Neighborhood Association President Brian Bradford says the area has faced challenges over the years, but they've worked hard to take their neighborhood back.
We haven't had a homicide in this neighborhood in over 3 years, and that's a big accomplishment.
But this recent string of crime has people worried. Metro Police records show several thefts, burglaries, and property crime in just the last month.
They're concerned. You know, they're concerned about their safety, and they have every right to be, because these burglaries have been happening in broad daylight. You know, a lot of times people could be home. Fortunately, nobody has been home, but nobody's gotten hurt, and so we're glad of that.
Bradford says he's reached out to IMPD, and they are increasing patrols. He hopes with the help of the Crime Watch group, they can put a stop to the recent crime. Working for you on the north side, Nicole Griffin, RTV6.
Nicole, thank you. And tonight, Butler-Tarkington neighbors are holding their second Crime Watch meeting at North Methodist Church on Meridian. It starts at 6:30. We have a breakdown on the RTV6 app about how you can start your own Crime Watch group to keep your neighborhood safe.
Working for you, we've been asking city leaders about what's next after 6 people were shot in the heart of downtown Indianapolis over the weekend. It is not the first time violence has erupted in the area, but this latest incident pushed the city's police union to ask of all leaders, where's the outrage? RTV6's Rafael Sanchez caught up with the mayor today with many questions.
May I say hello?
Mayor Hogsett went door to door.
Joe Hogsett, I'm the mayor.
Hi.
Along the 2000 block of North Harding Street to get a pulse on what's on the minds of people who call this neighborhood home. We had questions for the mayor about this weekend's shootings in downtown Indianapolis. What more can be done?
Well, let me just say I am outraged, but I would choose to use the term saddened and deeply disappointed at the tragedy that occurred downtown this past weekend.
Over the years, there have been eruptions of youth-related violence on weekends, specifically on Saturdays, in and around the downtown mall. In 1999, adult volunteers patrolled inside the mall. That was short-lived. What's been constant is the police presence, but they say they need parents in a different way.
I would like some parental buy-in there as well. You know what your kids are doing, know where they're at. Ask yourself, do they need to be down there at certain hours?
The Indianapolis FOP has complained that the juvenile justice system is broken, with officers dealing with repeat offenders. The mayor weighed in.
That our juvenile justice system, I think, in my estimation, is in need of upgrade, and I hope that over the next few years we're given the opportunity of maybe thinking about a new juvenile justice center that will be more juvenile focused.
And you can expect a more visible police presence in the downtown area in light of the Circle City Classic events this weekend. Working for you in Indianapolis, Rafael Sanchez, RTV6.
And the mayor adds that he would like to see more people get involved in the lives of youth to change their trajectory. And we learned today the city's Community Crime Prevention Grant Program is giving 54 projects $2.3 million to help reduce and prevent crime. The bulk of the money will go to long and short-term crime prevention activities. Among the groups receiving the funds, Indianapolis 10-Point Coalition, We Live Inc., Teen Works, Big Brothers Big Sisters, Peace Learning Center, and many, many more. The grants are funded through the city.
Now to your Storm Team 6 forecast. It may look like rain out there, but will it rain? Kevin's been tracking some isolated showers this evening. Hey, Kevin.
And we've had lots of clouds this afternoon, very few showers, but there are some on radar. I'll find those for you, and in some cases to call them showers would be underestimating the intensity. Certainly there's some downpours. We're cool for the next 24 hours. Enjoy that. Things change in a big way as we move to the weekend and early next week. To the radar we go. It's not overly colorful, but we've got one thunderstorm right here in the center of Clay County, right along Interstate 70, south of Brazil, south of US 40, moving to the north and east. And what it's doing is just building additional ones out ahead of it. So maybe between Greencastle and Culverdale, you'll have a shower as that crosses 231. To the north and east, a shrinking area of showers. One nice little downpour near Muncie, and then between Portland and Winchester. Temperatures will push the warmest air out of the state for now. 77 in Indy, 74 in Muncie. As we go through the evening by 11 o'clock, upper 60s. We'll wake up tomorrow morning. Dry conditions, comfortably cool in the middle 50s.
2 Northwest Hendricks school employees are back to work after months of being on paid administrative leave. The school board made that decision last night, but it's not sitting well with everyone. It all stems from a Tri-West coach that is accused of sexual misconduct. Call 6 Investigates' Kara Kenny has been tracking the situation and joins us now with the very latest on this. Kara.
Thanks, Amanda. Tri-West coach and teacher Tyler Bruce was placed on administrative leave back in July. He's under criminal investigation for sexual misconduct with a student, and he remains on leave. 2 other employees have been criticized for how they handled the Bruce situation, and now they're back at school. The school board voted last night to allow Tri-West High School Athletic Director Nathan Bagley to return to his position, as well as Dean of Students Stacy Bagley. They are married to each other. The board went against the administration's recommendation to cancel their teaching contracts. They were placed on administrative leave back in July in connection with the Tyler Bruce matter. He's accused of sexual misconduct with a student. Now, some have criticized the Bagleys for how they handled the situation. The board released a statement to RTV6 saying they made the decision to keep the Bagleys based on the preponderance of the evidence. Based on communication from our school board attorney, our school board is not aware of any investigation by the Hendricks County Sheriff's Department or other state, county, and local agencies regarding these 2 employees. The accuser's family, the Lewises, and their attorney feel differently. The school board, ignoring the facts, insists on continued employment for all those involved. At some point, one has to question the school board's concern for student safety. Now, Bruce has denied the allegations. He has not been criminally charged. As for the Bagleys, they did not respond to our requests for comment. Mark.
Kara Kenny for us tonight. Thank you from Call 6 Investigates. What started out as a deadly crash investigation in Indianapolis is now a murder investigation, including today's arrest of one of the drivers. The crash happened Saturday night in the westbound lanes of I-70 near German Church Road. State police investigators initially thought 27-year-old Devin Anderson of Indianapolis died from injuries caused by the crash. But the Marion County coroner has now ruled he died from a gunshot wound to the head. State police today arrested the other driver, 24-year-old Juan Gerardo Vivas of Indianapolis, on a preliminary charge of murder. Investigators believe Vivas fired a shot at Anderson while driving on the interstate, and then the 2 vehicles collided.
It appears the long saga of the Oak Tree Apartments on the northeast side will actually soon be over. The city of Indianapolis has wanted to tear down the crime-ridden abandoned apartment complex at the intersection of 42nd and Post for years now. Last month, the Indiana Court of Appeals ruled in favor of the city, saying it could proceed with the demolition. The deadline for the apartment complex to appeal the ruling to the Indiana Supreme Court has now passed. The city is still in a separate legal battle with the complex's owners over possession of the property through eminent domain, but demolition could happen by the end of the year.
Well, if you live in Hamilton County, your local income tax will go up next year. The Noblesville Common Council approved the tax increase last night, crossing the threshold needed for it to pass across the county. The increase will bump the local income tax from 1% to 1.1%. The increase is expected to generate about $16 million per year to help fund the county's 911 center. So if you make $75,000 a year, the increase will mean you would pay an additional $75. This takes effect January 1st. Vice President Mike Pence will return to Indiana tomorrow for a two-day visit in the Hoosier State. Tomorrow, he and his wife Karen will fly into Indianapolis. Pence will be speaking about the U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement at the U.S. Postal Service's Eagle Hub at the airport. On Friday, he will tour the state's Neurodiagnostic Institute and Advanced Treatment Center on the east side.
The southern Indiana city of Madison is mourning the sudden loss of its mayor. Mayor Damon Welch died this morning at the age of 66. The city released a statement saying he awoke with health complications early this morning and was rushed to the hospital where he died. The Republican was in his second term as mayor and not seeking re-election this year. Governor Eric Holcomb released a statement calling Welch a tireless public servant who is passionate about his city. Still ahead at 6, a way to turn your child's video game obsession into a possible career.
Plus, major kudos for the Indianapolis airport, a big award from a well-known company.
And the Indianapolis Colts catch the attention of the cast of the new ABC show Stumptown that premieres tonight. Hear what one of the stars has to say about Jacoby Brissett.
And some sunshine for a few of us this evening. You can see that as we look to the west with our Salesforce camera. I want to show you some rain showers. They'll be part of the forecast potentially for the evening hour, especially west. We've pushed the heat to the south for now. That returns. I'll let you know when coming up.
This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
Indianapolis International Airport is celebrating another top honor from the travel industry. J.D. Power has named the airport the best medium-sized airport in North America for the second time in 4 years. But the Airport Authority Executive Director goes one further. He says that if you look at the numbers, the actual numbers, it's the best airport in the U.S. according to the survey. The award is based on feedback from millions of travelers worldwide.
Validates everything that we've been pushing for. We've been focused on basically meeting the community's needs and elevating the customer service experience. And it's all about our incredible staff here at the airport that work so diligently to make sure that the grand entrance to the community is grand and is world class.
The survey specifically recognized the airport for outstanding terminal facilities and also first in clarity for signs and directions and getting to the gate.
How many kids do you know would love to somehow make a career out of video games? Well, students are creating video games that you'll come to play and love through a program at the McKenzie Center for Innovation and Technology in Lawrence Township. During the school year, programming students will make 2 video games using the gaming engine Unity 3D to make it all happen. They start off developing a storyline, create 3D models, textures, and program the different levels before publishing the games. The team of instructors say the purpose of this class is to get students excited about coding, which is a staple in the technology industry. And those students are taking the computer skills they've gained in programming and combining it with their passion for video games.
I love video games. I was born into a society that loves to play with electronics and everything else. I've always just been inspired to try and make my own video games because when I play video games, like, you know what, I think I have some ideas that could, work better for that.
This is a partnership with IUPUI's ID program, which creates college credit for secondary school students. This program also prepares them for entry-level jobs in coding and programming. Maybe they can think of some sort of weather video game, Kevin.
It's a giant video game, weather is, and that's why sometimes I get lost. Anything you have computers and animation, it's all fun to play with. All right, let's talk about what's going on. I'll show you some rain in a second. That's exciting to talk about. The big picture, temperatures next 24 hours comfortable. You can see how quickly and significantly temperatures will rise. We'll be pushing record temperatures early next week. The average is 74. We'll be well above that. And it's not just Indiana. The eastern two-thirds of the country, what we call a big ridge, an expansion of the warm air to the north all the way through the Great Lakes. This will also bring protection from showers and thunderstorms. Although we have a chance here into the weekend next week, I think we'll kind of be pushing any rain-making systems well to the north. What do I mean by warm? Let's talk about these temperatures. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday temperatures as we go toward early next week will all be near record warmth. The record highs 89 degrees. We'll be in the ballpark each day. The warmest October temperature that we've ever had, 91. There's a downpour. It's right along Interstate 70, and we'll move just south of Brazil, keeping south of US 40 and pushing between Cloverdale and Greencastle and north of Spencer. These will continue to push to the east, I think, for the next couple of hours. The sun doesn't set until about 7:40. Once that happens, then I think we start to wind this down gradually. Muncie to Parker City, and then between, as you see, Ridgeville and Winchester, some showers, all pushing to the Buckeye State. Not enough rain. We could all use a soaking rain. Doesn't look like we have widespread showers and thunderstorms in the forecast, but we'll have other opportunities just like this into the weekend. Temperature right now 77 in Indy. It's 72 in Terre Haute. Also in the middle to upper 70s in Lafayette. Warmest temperatures to the south and east will be pushed out of the state. Wind directions for now kind of all over the place, but it will become west tonight, then northwest during the day tomorrow, and that will keep our temperatures on the cool side starting tomorrow morning. A dry and comfortable drive to work. Temperatures in the mid-50s in most locations. We've been there before, and for the rest of the 7-day forecast, we're unlikely to get back there again. Tomorrow's high 75. Friday, there's a noticeable jump up to 84 degrees. Temperatures across the state tomorrow, again, keeping in mind 74 is your average high. At least we have lots of sunshine to go with these temperatures, and that northwest wind around 10. The wind will be stronger as we get to Friday. Temperatures jump. A stronger southwest wind will grab hold of that warmer air, bring it into central Indiana. I think we'll see some 30-mile-per-hour gusts during the afternoon into the evening. There are your Friday highs. Terre Haute, Bloomington, Columbus starting to foreshadow even warmer temperatures that will be coming into the state as we get late into the weekend and next week. Friday night forecast should be another dry night, a bit humid and warmer than we have been for high school students and fans. 7-day forecast temperatures next week, as I mentioned, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, very close to record high temperatures. If you're going to get that close, you might as well set the record.
Might as well do it.
Yeah, get historical credit.
You always love all those records, Kevin.
Thanks, Kevin.
All right, we have Brad Brown standing by with sports. What's going on over there, Brad?
Well, we're summer rolling into October. How about that? Let's go look at the Colts, though, here on this Wednesday. Defender Jabal Sheard back on the field. He missed this past Sunday's game with a knee injury, so good to see him out there. Still no sign of Darius Leonard, though. He remains in concussion protocol. T.Y. Hilton is also out with a sore quad. He remains day-to-day heading into Week 4's game against the Raiders. Good evening, everyone. Yesterday, we were in Bloomington. Today, it is Purdue giving us a first look at their men's basketball team for the upcoming season. The Boilermakers will be looking to several new players to make important contributions. Gone are the likes of Carson Edwards, Ryan Klein, and Grady Eifert. So big men Matt Harms and Trevion Williams return. Nogel Eastern, Eric Hunter Jr. as well. Then there's the addition of local products. Isaiah Thompson of Zionsville, Newcastle's Mason Gillis, Brandon Newman, Valparaiso, also a newcomer. Ever the steady presence, though, is head coach Matt Painter. He says this team will find a way to come up at some point with a winning formula.
Individually, you see where, guys have worked on things and made strides, but you have to be able to then be productive in a team atmosphere. So I think that's the telltale for them, and I think that's where we've been able to continue to improve in the last 4 or 5 years, is that we've gotten better as the years progress as a team.
We got to look at a couple recent Boilermakers. Grady Eifert, P.J. Thompson working out with the team. One exhibition game will be November 1st. Their regular season opener is November 6th. Another of baseball's great voices is bringing his career to an end this week. Reds radio man Marty Brennaman is walking away after 46 seasons behind the microphone in Cincinnati. Marty's run began back in 1974. During that stretch, he's been on the call for some of baseball's biggest moments, including Hank Aaron's 715th home run, Pete Rose breaking the all-time hits record, and the Reds winning a trio of World Series titles. Our Dave First recently made a trip over to Great American Ballpark. Marty told him that 2019 ended up being a victory lap of sorts.
I wanted to quit last year, but I wanted to do it with no bugles blaring. I wanted to do the last game of the season and then announce the next morning I retired. The club said, no, you can't do that. That's not fair to the fans. It's not fair to the club.
Marty takes us on a walk down memory lane, an Indy exclusive. Dave has that for us tonight at 11 in our Sports Extra Spotlight. All right, back to the Colts. Jacoby Brissett has looked pretty good in the first 3 games this season. He has got one big fan in one of ABC's new shows. Jack Johnson stars in Stumptown. It premieres tonight at 10 on RTV6. Our Lauren Casey talked with Jack this week. He had some great things to say about JB.
I'm very sorry about Andrew Luck, but I think the great people of Indianapolis are in great hands with what you got right now. Me too. I think he's a star. I think he's a star. Yeah. Jacoby, if you're watching, check out Stumptown tonight on ABC. You guys are all doing great with the cult. Everybody's fans of you guys, so check us out. We'll check you guys out on Sunday.
Fair enough. Sounds good. We'll see that tonight. Stellar day for golf at Brickyard Crossing, the Pro-Am event for the LPGA's iWit Championship. And get a look at Dave First. His group started on the back 9. Watch this, an eagle putt on the 10th. We're not going to show it if he misses it. Hey, Davey, nice stuff there. We didn't show you stuff off the tee. It was not nearly as impressive. We'll let it go at that. Well done, though. First round of the tournament starts tomorrow morning. The early groups tee off at 7:30. The final round is on Sunday. Time for one more break. We'll be back to wrap up tonight's News at 6 next.
With more work to do.
Some dogs get a bit anxious when a stranger approaches. Does Roxy look a slight bit nervous?
Roxy looks like she enjoys a cup of tea and some coffee.
That's right.
I'm nervous to walk up to Roxy.
Roxy wants me to take a walk and come back and tell her how it went. Temperatures are in the 70s. Don't forget, send me your dog's pic. I'll show her on
I
TV.
love her little paws. So
and
cute.
the ears. See you back here at 7.